So was any consideration given to saying they're not moving on rents, let's just hold the line?
Look, we have said from the start, I think I've been on Sky before talking about the fact we're willing to negotiate in good faith. We are willing to be pragmatic. We are realistic about the fact that when you're pushing against a government who, look, to be perfectly frank, seem very close with the property industry, very close with the real estate industry, pushing back on the influence that those industries wield over the Labor Party is going to take time. And we never thought we were going to solve the entire housing crisis. But look, 9 months ago, no one cared about renters in the media or the political class. Now they are one of the key points of national discussion. That's a step forward. 9 months ago, the government didn't guarantee a single cent on public and community housing. Now we have $3 billion. That is a remarkable shift in just 9 months' time. And what I would say to those renters out there who still are doing it tough and looking down the barrel of another rent increase is look what Greens Power has achieved over the last 9 months. Imagine if we work together what we could achieve over the next few years.
All right, just bear with me. I have one more question for you. We're just going to show you now. We're going to bring you these pictures now live from Government House in Canberra. The Prime Minister is arriving for the issue of the writ for the voice referendum by the Governor-General. This is part of the procedure that formally locks in the date and the question. Well, we know the date and the question, October 14. But I guess the big point about this historic moment is there's no turning back from this. You know, Peter Dutton was talking about, well, there's still time to change the question. Not anymore. They're about to issue the writ. So there you go. Max Chandler-Mather from the Greens, a housing spokesman, joins me. This deal on the HAF, the Housing Australia Future Fund, the Greens have done, it's pretty good timing actually for Anthony Albanese, isn't it? Because it looks like his voice referendum's in big trouble. Government's under pressure on not letting Qatar Airways, not letting more flights into Australia. You've kind of done them a favour, the government, haven't you?
No, I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, what we have done is got $3 billion for people in desperate need of public and community housing. And frankly, I would hope that it wouldn't take a bad day for the Prime Minister to get him to care about the 1/3 of this country who rents or more funding for public and community housing. But look, the bottom line is that from the start, this has been about materially improving the lives of people who are in desperate housing stress at the moment. And what we do know that part of the reason that for us this fight has only just begun, we're going to find other housing bills over the next few years. If they come before Parliament and win the balance of power, you better believe that we're going to fight hard for a cap and freeze on rent increases.
No, so not the end.
No, absolutely. I would argue this is just the beginning.
All right, just finally on the voice, is there anything more the government could have done to get this over the line in your view?
Well, the referendum hasn't happened yet. There's still a chance that we can get it over the line. I think, look, the bottom line pitch for me is there's a lot of people out there right now who are pretty fed up with politics and feel like they're sick of their voices not being heard on the political stage. And this is an institution that would give ordinary First Nations people, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, a chance to go and speak truth to power. Now, that's not going to change everything overnight. But if we can just get a few extra everyday Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders in there telling politicians what, I think that's a good thing. And that's a good, practical, small step towards improving the lives of First Nations people. Now, that doesn't mean we get everything, but my God, like how often do we get a chance to have a good, practical step forward that opens up Parliament to ordinary people? And in this case, there's sort of hearing the voices of First Nations people who are usually completely locked out of the political process.